Welcome to Off the Chain's Throw Type Explanations, Episode 1. This series will contain a quick glance at every throw type possible. We'll learn about why discs behave the way they do, and how we can get the most out of Off the Chain's physics. You can use these guides to either learn what discs are capable of, or how to adapt your real-life throw to a virtual realities version. If you're familiar with disc golf, feel free to skip ahead. There are three types of discs: putters, mid-ranges, and drivers. Putters have a high wind resistance, i.e. drag, and are for shooting at the basket, or when you want the disc to settle softly. Mid-ranges are good for approach shots, or when you need to curve around an obstacle. And drivers have the least amount of drag that slows them down, but they do have a tendency to skip farther than intended. Every disc has 4 numbers that define its attributes. Those are speed, glide, turn, and fade. The speed rating determines how fast the disc needs to be thrown, or more specifically, how fast the disc needs to spin. There is a power meter that displays the disc's ideal spin rate when you throw a disc, so keep an eye out for that. Glide is fairly simple in that the higher the glide stat, the slower the disc will fall to the ground. When a disc is thrown flat, it will fly straight. However, as a disc flies, it tends to tilt to either side, which causes the disc to bank in that direction. This is turn and fade. It's easier to describe fade first, even though it's the last number, as this is the direction the disc is insistent on going. Turn, however, is if the disc is spinning faster than its ideal spin rate, it will tilt in the opposite direction of the fade. As a side note, you can force a turn or a fade by pre-tilting the disc when you're throwing it. Here's a little visual example that might help. When you throw a right-handed backhand throw, the disc will be spinning clockwise. So imagine the disc is spinning clockwise on your finger out in front of you. Now touch the spinning disc to any wall and it will kick out to the left. This is the direction the disc will fade. And vice versa, if you're left-handed or throwing a forehand, then the disc would be fading to the right. Now, the important part of throwing a disc in Off the Chain's VR is to focus on steady, smooth motions. You cannot throw a full drive swing and hope your controllers can track it. We often see people overthrowing their discs, so our most common suggestion from both us and our player base is just to slow down. Throw the disc like you were going for an approach shot. As you get smoother motions built into muscle memories, you can start throwing a little faster. The technique in real-life disc golf that changed my game personally is when I began focusing on pulling the disc in a straight line. This is ever more prevalent in Off the Chains, where if you focus on getting a good pull, the rest of the throw tends to follow suit. So let me explain. First, hold the disc out in front of you to where you're aiming at. Then twist to your side and reach back across your body to the back position. Now from this position, imagine a straight line between the 2 points that you just made. To throw the disc, focus on pulling the disc along this line. Doing this lets your hips and shoulders be responsible for the bulk of the power, while your arms and hands focus on accuracy. If you're interested in seeing any particular throw in an upcoming episode, feel free to comment, and join our Discord if you have questions, suggestions, or if you just want to be a part of the community.